All right, let's get into it. In today's world, business moves incredibly fast, right? And the big challenge for enterprise systems is just trying to keep up. So today, we're going to pop the hood and take a deep dive into the technical engine that powers modern finance. We're talking about SAP S/4HANA. We'll see exactly how it tackles this whole keeping up problem.
So here's our game plan. First, we'll talk about the old data dilemma, what the big problem was. Then we'll get into the S/4HANA technical core, the real game changer. After that, we'll check out the SAP Fiori experience, how it all looks and feels. We'll also see how it rethinks financial master data. And finally, we'll bring it all together to see what this means for smarter closing and reporting. Sound good? Let's go.
All right, first up, the old data dilemma, or as I like to call it, why business intelligence used to mean business delay. You see, the big challenge with legacy systems was this. For years, you had two totally separate worlds, one for your daily transactions and another for deep analysis. And that separation, it created a huge, frustrating delay in getting the insights you actually needed. Yeah, this was the big question, right? Why on earth should you have to wait a whole day for your data? It sounds crazy now, but it was totally standard practice. You'd finish your business day and then have to wait until tomorrow just to start figuring out what happened yesterday. In a world that runs on real-time information, that 24-hour lag, wow, it's not just an annoyance, it's a huge competitive disadvantage. So what caused this crazy delay? Well, it all comes down to a split personality in system design. On one hand, you had your transactional systems, or OLTP. These guys were built for speed, for the day-to-day grind, creating orders, posting invoices, all that live action. Then, on the other hand, you had your analytical systems, or OLAP. These were the heavy thinkers, built to crunch huge amounts of data for reports. The massive problem? You had to physically copy all the data from the doer system over to the thinker system. And that copy-paste job? It took time, a lot of time. And it meant you were always looking at a slightly different, slightly older picture of your business. So you've got this massive data dilemma. How do you fix it? Well, you don't just put a Band-Aid on it. You have to completely revolutionize the foundation. And that, my friends, brings us to the main event, the S/4HANA technical core. This is where we see a true revolution in the database. Okay, so the secret sauce here is something called an in-memory database. Now, what does that mean? Think about it this way. A traditional database is like trying to find a book in a massive library warehouse. You have to go to the shelf, find it, bring it back. It's slow. An in-memory database is like having every single book you need spread out on a giant table right in front of you. It stores all the data in the computer's super fast main memory. It's RAM. The speed difference is, well, it's not even a fair fight. We're talking about a performance leap that is absolutely staggering. And this is the breakthrough moment. This is the whole point. Because of that insane in-memory speed, S/4HANA can do something that used to be impossible. It can run those heavy, complex analytics directly on the live transactional data as it's happening. So those two separate worlds we talked about, OLPP and OLAP, they're finally brought together. It's one system for everything. No more copying data overnight, no more batch jobs, and best of all, no more waiting. So sitting right at the heart of this brand new unified system is something called the Universal Journal. Honestly, you can just think of this as the holy grail for finance, the ultimate single source of truth. Before, your data was scattered everywhere in dozens, sometimes hundreds of different tables. For the general ledger, controlling assets, it was a mess. Now, everything, and I mean every single financial line item, gets stored in this one beautiful, massively simplified table. And this quote really nails it. We lost unnecessary tables to shrink the footprint dramatically and simplify the application design and extensibility. What does that actually mean? It means they threw out all the junk. All those extra summary tables that were just taking up space, gone. The result? The amount of data you have to store, the footprint, shrinks like crazy. And this isn't just about speed. It makes the whole system simpler, cleaner, and way easier to work with and build on. Okay, so you've built this revolutionary engine under the hood, but what's it like to actually drive the thing? A powerful engine needs a modern cockpit, right? And that's where the SAP Fiori experience comes in. It's the modern face for finance. So say goodbye to the old clunky menus. Your new starting point is the SAP Fiori launchpad. Think of it like the home screen on your smartphone. It's your single, personalized entry point for everything you need to do, and it runs right in your web browser.
Instead of digging through complicated menus, you get these clean, simple tiles for all your apps. And the best part? It looks and works great whether you're on your desktop, a tablet, or even your phone. Now, the whole design philosophy behind Fiori is built on these 5 key ideas. First, it's role-based. That means you only see the apps that are relevant to your job. All the other noise is cut out. Second, it's responsive. It just works beautifully on any device. Third, it's simple. The idea is one user, one main task, and no more than 3 screens to get it done. Clean and focused. Fourth, it's coherent. All the apps have a consistent look and feel. And finally, it provides instant value. It's designed to be so intuitive that users can just pick it up and go. And generally speaking, you'll run into 3 main types of Fiori apps. First, you've got your transactional apps. These are your workhorses for doing stuff like creating an invoice or approving a purchase order. Then you have analytical apps. These are all about insight. They give you those cool visual dashboards and charts to see what's going on in real time. And finally, there are fact sheets. These are like a Wikipedia page for your business data, giving you a complete 360-degree view of something important, like a specific customer or a product. Okay, let's make this real. Let's look at a super concrete example of how this whole simplification idea actually works. And we're going to dive into one of the most fundamental parts of finance, master data. This is all about the power of one. So here's how things used to be. Let's say you had a company that was both your customer, you sold things to them, and your vendor, you bought things from them. In the old world, you had to create 2 completely separate records. One as a customer and another as a vendor. Total duplication, right? It was a recipe for inconsistency. Well, with S/4HANA, that all goes away. It gets replaced by a single unified idea, the business partner. And a business partner, or BP, is pretty much exactly what it sounds like. It is one single point of entry, one master record for any person or organization your company deals with. Could be a customer, a vendor, even an employee. This becomes the one place to manage all their master data, their name, address, bank info, you name it. This completely gets rid of redundant data entry and makes sure everything is consistent everywhere.
But here's where it gets really powerful, the flexibility. One partner can have many roles. You create a single business partner record, and then you just assign it the roles it needs to have. So that same company can have the FI customer role for your receivables team, the FI vendor role for your payables team, maybe even a supplier role for the procurement folks. You get the idea. It's all connected back to that one single unified record. It's elegant, and best of all, no more duplicates, ever.
Okay, let's take a breath and recap. We've got this lightning-fast in-memory database. We've got a super simple unified data model with the Universal Journal. And we have a sleek, modern user interface with Fiori. So what's the big payoff? Why does all this tech matter? Let's tie it all together and talk about the ultimate business benefit, creating a smarter, live enterprise. There's one last piece to this technical puzzle we need to talk about, and it's called Core Data Services, or CDS views. Now, don't let the name scare you. The simplest way to think about them is like a set of virtual, intelligent glasses you can put on to look at your live data. They let you create these virtual data models on the fly so you can pull exactly the information you need for a report directly from the live transactional data. The key here is you are not creating another copy of the data, there's no duplication, and there's 0 latency. This is the magic that makes real-time reporting actually work. And that really brings us to the whole point of this journey. Live data means live insights. It's that simple. When your analytics are running on the exact same data as your live transactions, everything changes. Financial reporting is no longer a history lesson. It's not about driving your business by staring in the rearview mirror anymore. Instead, it becomes a powerful strategic tool. It's like having a live GPS for your business, showing you exactly where you are and helping you navigate the road ahead.
So let's wrap this up with your key technical takeaways. Here's how we went from lag to live. First, OLTP and OLAP are now unified on one powerful in-memory platform. Second, the Universal Journal gives you that all-important single source of truth. Third, SAP Fiori delivers a modern, role-based experience that people actually like to use. Fourth, the business partner model radically simplifies your master data. And finally, CDS views are what light the whole thing up, enabling real-time insights on live data.
And that really leaves us with one final and, I think, pretty powerful question to think about. When your team is no longer spending all of its time just trying to figure out what happened yesterday, what happens? You free up the entire finance department to think about the future, to be more strategic. The conversation shifts from what happened to what's next and what should we do about it. So I'll leave you with this. If your financial reports are instant, What will you do with tomorrow?